For years, Ben and Annie Shephard have been one of British television's most admired couples, respected, grounded, and seemingly unshakable. Their relationship has always been built on shared respect, family values, and a refreshing sense of normalcy that set them apart from the usual celebrity spotlight. But on what should have been a joyous wedding anniversary, reports from those close to the couple suggest that something changed, and for the first time in years, the Shephards' famously private world began to show cracks. The evening reportedly began beautifully. Ben had arranged a private dinner at a quiet countryside inn not far from their family home in Richmond. Surrounded by candlelight, flowers, and a few close friends, the night was meant to be intimate and full of gratitude for 2 decades of marriage. But as the night went on, what began as light-hearted laughter slowly shifted into something far more emotional. A joke that struck deeper than expected. According to those present, the mood turned after Ben made a playful comment about Annie's tendency to stay up late working on her design projects, something she's famously passionate about. The joke, while meant in good fun, didn't land the way Ben expected. Friends say Annie, who had recently been juggling several demanding projects, appeared quietly hurt. She reminded Ben that she'd actually postponed an important client meeting just to be there for their anniversary. What started as a moment of mild irritation grew into something neither of them could hide. As one guest put it, it wasn't about the joke, it was about what it represented. After years of balancing busy careers, parenting, and public life, it seemed the weight of their parallel commitments had finally caught up to them. A private moment becomes public. Witnesses say Ben, ever the gentleman, stepped outside for air while Annie stayed behind with a few close friends. That short separation, however, was all it took for rumors to begin. By morning, whispers had reached journalists who frequent ITV's entertainment circuit. Word spread that the Shephards' evening had not ended as peacefully as planned. What was meant to be a quiet, private celebration suddenly became headline speculation, a public conversation about one of television's most stable marriages. Both Ben and Annie have remained completely silent on social media, a rarity for Ben, who usually posts uplifting photos or behind-the-scenes glimpses from this morning or tipping point. Their silence only deepened concern that something personal and painful had unfolded. The pressure behind the poise. To understand the weight of that night, you have to look at the lives they lead. Ben isn't just a television presenter. He's a father, a husband, a charity ambassador, and a man who spent more than 2 decades in the public eye balancing endless schedules and expectations. Annie, meanwhile, runs a successful interior design business, one that has quietly become her pride and joy. According to family friends, their love has always been strong, but the pressures of constant work and travel have taken their toll. One friend explained, they've both been running at full speed for years. Sometimes even the strongest couples can lose sight of each other in the rush. That anniversary evening, it seems, brought years of quiet exhaustion and emotional distance to the surface. Picking up the pieces. In the days that followed, sources close to the couple say Ben was deeply remorseful. Always the optimist, he reportedly reached out to Annie, hoping to talk through what happened and find a way back to the closeness they once shared. Friends say he's been taking time away from work commitments to focus on family, something Annie has long encouraged him to do. Meanwhile, Annie herself has remained private, channeling her emotions into her work and family life. One close friend said, she loves Ben deeply, but she's also reflecting on what she needs to feel fulfilled, not just as a wife, but as a woman who's built her own world. Those who know them best insist that this isn't the end of their story, but rather a turning point, a chance for 2 people who've given so much to others to finally give something back to each other. Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. The love between Ben and Annie Shephard has always been grounded in sincerity and respect, And while every marriage faces storms, it's how they weathered them that truly defines their bond. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications because we'll continue following this emotional story as it unfolds. What do you think? Will Ben and Annie find their way back to each other, or has life in the spotlight taken too much of a toll? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Stay kind, stay curious, and remember, every love story has its quiet battles behind the smiles.